Hi there. In this video I'm going to take a look at my Colt Navy air pistol. This is a replica of a 1851 Colt Navy pistol, and it's a pre-charged air pistol. It's solid, no plastic materials or anything. It's got a nice sounding cocking action on the hammer. And how it works, you've got these little cartridges that you charge up with air. It's called the TACS, or Tandem air cartridge system. So you take the end off the cartridge, you put a pellet in there, then you use this hand pump here. So you take the end off this, put that inside there, and you screw it back onto the hand pump, and then you just charge the cartridge by pumping it 5 or 6 times. And you take it back out, put the front of the cartridge back on with the pellet in it, screw that back on, and half cock the pistol and load the cartridge in the side like that. So it's 6 shot. So it's got 3 positions on the hammer cocking cycle. It's got half cocked. That's the position where you load the cylinders. It's got another position which the cylinder is locked into position and then fully cocked and ready to fire. So you can decock it by holding the hammer and letting it forward. So unload, half cocked. So these cartridges are empty now anyway, so that's safe. So I bought this about 15 years ago at a game fair. It was quite reasonably priced. I like the look of it. Still got the original box. Imported by Brocock in England. It's quite reasonably priced because within a few months it was put onto firearms licensing, because criminals were converting them to live firing cartridges. So I've kept this on license rather than handed in, because I had a firearms certificate anyway. It's still only less than 6 foot-pounds of power, so it's no more powerful than any other air pistol. So it is safe to shoot in a decent sized garden or a field. These are the pellets it actually came with, non-toxic, so must be some sort of alloy instead of a lead. They're not as accurate as normal lead pellets, but they work fine in it. It's not the sort of gun you try to tend to get too accurate with anyway, because it's only got a front sight, and by the time you've loaded the cartridge, there's a lot of fuss in loading the gun anyway, so it's just more for fun, shooting at something no smaller than a tin can size really, at maybe up to 10 yards away. It's in .22 caliber, so it does hit the cans with quite a thump. And it's got that rod there, replica of how you would load the real thing. doesn't do anything on this, it's just for show. So it must be good fun to shoot a powder burning version. I haven't tried fanning it with the hammer. I don't want to shoot it half cocked or anything and damage the cylinder or anything, because it's not a replaceable or possibly repairable gun now. If I got rid of this, I'd have to hand it in now. So, but it is good fun to shoot. It's even got a bit of nice engraving on the cylinder as well. Some ships there. Some basic engraving, but gives it a nice look. It's got a nice weight to it as well. And looking at it and shooting it at targets, if I was going to fan the hammer, you must have to practice an awful lot to get accurate with it, because you watch these westerns of them doing it and hitting things, but in reality, when you're holding the gun, if you were going to fan fire the hammer, you're covering the front sight, so you haven't really got a aim point. You'd just be instinctively pointing the gun. So without shooting sort of a target sort of 6 foot high and about 2 foot wide, and within 10-15 yards, I don't see how you could accurately hit anything if you were to slam the hammer back and hold the trigger down. Maybe with practice, that would be possible. So it's a fun gun to shoot. It's quite a lot of fuss to load it, but then I guess the original powder burning version would have been a bit of fuss to load. They don't really do any more air pistols like this now at the moment. They do CO2 versions now where they have the 12 gram CO2 cylinder in the handle, and you can get something like the Colt Peacemaker like that, but I haven't seen any Colt Navies yet.